somehow put it into the trap so it doesn't only drop a bottle but also fire some sort of bolt in the general direction of the window.
It could possibly be done. Alvyn would perhaps need to go into town to buy some sort of minor tools or supplies or something to enact this trap. But it's in theory it could be possible.
The Thana comes up to clean the windows and just.
Shoot! Oh, there's an old bottle here. It should really be. Oh!
We should really put up the do not disturb sign.
Saloro has like a note of parchment strung around the Scarecrow's neck, and like big bold print: "Do not disturb, or else." Bright red text. Someone's like, "Oh, what's that? I can't read that. Let me get close." And then shit will go to hell. No spoilers, everyone.
Alvyn
If
will
Roldar
actually
sees
head
it,
into
Roldar
town.
waves to the Scarecrow. Is like, "Hey, buttons." Scarecrow just stares. As far as Roldar knows, it's alive.
It's just a friend Saloro has brought with him. Like
Yeah.
that nice disc.
Saloro is slowly assembling his own party.
Yep. To leave these buffoons behind. How about my own friends? He already has a ranger, he has a floating Jafar, and buttons.
Jafar and buttons.
That's a sitcom.
Yeah, exactly.
Was a sneering floating disc, Genie. The other one, a screaming Scarecrow. Thrust into events they could hardly control. This summer. And buttons. Now in 3D.
Yeah, someone.
Just see Jafar comes in through the door. Scarecrow turns his head. Ah! Just Jafar. Puts down the groceries on the counter.
And then he sneers something special, and then it's like plastered on laughter. It's like, ha 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 ha. And then a scene. So yeah, someone contact HBO quickly and make them do that. And we're gonna be rich, all of us.
We'll have to get Cinemax in it, or as we joke about it here in the States, Skinamax.
Oh my!
That's right.
What new sort of teenage topless model is gonna be featured this week on buttons and floating Jafar? Find out.
I think the 1,000 pounds of floating disc could totally serve as... No, not gonna vote, no. Stopping. Let's get back to the game.
Too much.
Alright, there's no problem for Alvyn. Basically, I don't know, spend a gold coin and you basically have what you need, probably.
Excellent. And when he comes back, he will ignore the party and just head back to the room and start
We
working.
see Alvyn carry a ton of nails and stuff.
I'm curious, what it's going to be like for when Roldar comes back to bed. Does he come in and it's freaking like Home Alone all over again? It's just like, wait a second, something's up here. Then it's like, as he goes in, it's like an oil lantern comes down, smashes his face, covers him in oil. Next thing you know, he trips over a wire and feathers fall on him. What the fuck?
Some like smoothed glass marbles, scattered across the ground on the other side of the windowsill. You have like nails in 2x4s outside the window.
Mako actually shoots Alvyn a glance when he walks up to the room, and she sort of looks at the party questioningly.
I thought you already took care of the security system.
Well, what is that gnome doing to my inn?
I'm not sure what the gnome is doing. I'm going to find out.
You'd have to ask him, I guess.
Yeah, I certainly will ask him.
Alvyn?
As Ameko approaches, Alvyn is in the process of disassembling one of the chairs to build some sort of foundation for his crossbow.
I can explain.
Ameko comes around the corner, looks at this sort of impromptu workshop that has sprung up in her inn, crosses her arms, and shoots a very deadly glance at Alvyn.
Alvyn seems lost for words for a moment, but then says, I will, of course, pay for any damage.
She looks at the dismounted chair and like the other furniture sort of arrayed at different positions around the room.
It's not my fault that this inn lacks in security.
She quirks her eyebrows and looks over at Erevan and Arenoss.
Arenoss will whisper to Arvin, was this really necessary?
I didn't tell him to do whatever he's doing right now.
Well, I'll say. She looks at the sort of workshop. Why? And she sighs.
One thing at the time, Ameko.
Is that a crossbow?
Maybe.
What? She looks at the window, like, why is it? Oh, forget it. She storms off down the stairs. I'll put it on your tab.
Arenoss just jumps.
We don't have a tab.
Roldar
Right.
probably eating breakfast, smiles at Ameko as she walks by.
This is good, by the way.
I make a shoots in my glance. Roller's not really sure what that glance means. He gets the feeling he might have done something wrong.
Roldar looks guilty for something he's not sure of.
I'm in check, roll.
Erevan looks down at Alvyn. So you thought it'd be best to shoot the intruder?
Well, of course.
I'm sorry. You go on.
Of course.
You know, Erevan's just eyes just go wide. He says nothing. It's like what?
I
I don't know how I respond.
I know you said you were going to put in a security system, but I didn't think you would. Like, it's all this necessary.
Like I'm just imagining like ropes all over the place. And
Yeah.
Alvyn shrugs.
Erevan and Roller can hear sort of Ameko when she's polishing and sorting around behind the bar. She's mumbling to herself, "Oh, tinkering gnomes! I should have known."
So technically, Alvyn, just saying, if you wanted to use a crossbow, my repeating crossbow might be better. You can keep shooting.
Can
Just fill the wall with holes.
You can fire 20 bolts at once.
If Erevan wants
Once?
to offer his crossbow, sure.
Well, no, you can fire 20 bolts one after the other. So it's like pew pew
Yeah.
pew 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 pew.
Can't leave anything alone, can they? Oh, thank God! I much prefer halflings, I must say.
Roldar leans down to Erevan.
Did I piss her off or something?
It's not you, it's Alvyn.
Oh. Did he kill someone again?
Again?
Oh, right, we didn't tell you.
I'll ask later. But basically, someone came into our room again last night through the window, and he's kind of gone a bit security heavy.
Didn't we talk about this like a few weeks ago?
Wait, someone
We
came
did.
in through the window.
Yes, while you were asleep.
Did they take
Actually-
any of my things?
No, instead, Erevan kind of turns his head, like shows you the cut piece of hair. The only thing he took was a piece of me.
So,
Oh.
a barber came in.
That can't be good.
So he's kind of gone. Since we now know how they got in, he's going a bit trap heavy.
So, did you see anything else? Any other clues?
Footprints.
That's it?
That's it.
Well, I assume they must have took you here for some kind of ritual or something like that. I don't know why else they would. Oh, hello, Saloro.
Or gives a distracted hi. He like waves back at Arenoss.
Yeah, Arenoss didn't expect anything more and just turns back to the others.
Saloro was hoping that no one would notice him, but he's not that sneaky. He's just walking normally. Except for the fact that he tried to stick to the outside wall, then his player realized there's not a door here. Shit, I have to go on the other side of the bar.
You can climb over the bar.
That would have just been
Thud
awkward.
bangs, James.
I would have seen that, like, what?
What is that like 2-meter person doing climbing over? I don't
Trying
even...
to sneaking across the bar.
Fucking Ameko hears it, she comes out, like, catches on the bar. It's a great thought, but it's something that shouldn't happen.
No, it shouldn't.
Well, yeah, I assume it's for some kind of ritual they need your hair for, and that can't be good.
Well, a page from my book as well.
What
I guess
page?
I mean, don't know what. I don't know if there's anything on it. I don't think so, but
Alright.
if it is a ritual, well, we'll find out soon enough.
Does Arenoss know of any kind of ritual that you need a certain person's hair for? No, he doesn't.
No, not really.
Well,
There are stories, of course, but, that's... To Arenoss, it's like, old wives' tales, who knows.
Yeah, alright.
I got better than the actual person.
Erevan would, yes, there are certain rituals, certainly, that you could use a person's hair as a sort of catalyst. Like to enact some sort of, spell upon a person from afar. You could certainly use a lock of that person's hair for something. I like that, sort of as an anchor to the person you're trying to cast a spell on. It doesn't really, nothing really comes to mind as such, but he has definitely heard and read about it.
I'll discuss ideas about this with Arenoss. Leaving Roldar out of it, because I doubt Roldar understands this stuff.
Roldar wouldn't care, he doesn't have hair.
This is a non-problem for Roldar. Master Saloro. Bethana turns to Saloro.
So Saloro looks to his left, looks to his right, and then, simple, pleasant greeting with a, hey, hello there. And, while making simple chatting, a mage hand will appear and, just slowly, pick up, this, smoked leg of meat or something, just, hover it in the air in front of Bethana towards Saloro.
Bethana sort of blinks at the hovering meat and sort of, I can get you a plate, Master Saloro. You don't have to...
So Saloro shakes his head and just says, shh, nods sagely.
Oh. She sort of frowns and looks at Saloro, but she's definitely curious. And smiles and nods back.
Saloro frowns and shakes his head like, you don't need to frown at me. And then he uses ghost sound, sort of pitched back behind him, so it calls into Bethana. It actually ends up being Ameko's voice. And it's like, now you make sure you give Master Saloro whatever he needs, Bethana. You hear me?
But Bethana seems to sort of look behind Saloro to try to find the source of the voice, but she again, smiles and nods to Saloro. Yes? Is it anything else I could do for you, Master Saloro?
Saloro shakes his head. Just, politely,
Who said that?
Decides that he's going to leave through the back.
Roldar looks up at him and they go, you did.
No, I was... Where's that wizard? Wizard! Wizard! I know where you live!
You actually have... No, it's a good thing no one can see this because Saloro fucking booked it out. He's got this smoked meat leg in his glove, in the mage hand, flying next to him, the leg like flapping in the wind, fucking robe fluttering by.
What the hell is he doing now?
Roldar just sort of stares up, like, I think,
I don't want to know personally.
But it's a good. No one saw that because he totally went out the back.
Roldar looks at Mako. Suddenly, he looks even more guilty. He doesn't know why, but he feels very, very
Nico,
guilty.
where is Saloro?
A gaze that could probably poison a rattlesnake is thrown Erevan's way. Where is Saloro? And she smiles dangerously.
Calm down, Miko. We don't even know what's happened.
She, the edge of her mouth twitches. I'm pretty sure your wizard just made off with, she looks into the kitchen, a smoked leg of venison or something.
What?
I must say he
Wizard
ran
is-
quite fast. I didn't think a man in a robe could run that fast, but she just throws a glance over into the kitchen and then back to the rest of her. Has everyone in your group gone completely insane this past night? What is going on here?
Erevan's eyes kind of just turn to their own kind of deathly glare as he puts his hands together and just like, I think so, Amico.
Roldar just quiets down and just continues eating breakfast without saying anything. He's pretty sure he's not done anything to annoy anyone.
Arenoss just lowers his head into his hands and just...
Erevan clearly seems a bit annoyed about, just generally the whole party seems to be now just like spontaneously annoying the tavern.
Alvyn, could you please make another thievery check?
Well, if I have to, I'll pull the I saved your ass from death card. I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
Oh, Mako just shrugs and mumbles to herself. Oh, I say, what is going on lately?
No. So Saloro didn't understand why he wanted to run that fast time. Not like he felt it. Come to think of it, as he's leaning next to Heinrich with the boar leg, with the grip of the mage hand, he's not sure why he wanted to take the entire leg in the first place. He was going for a light snack. And he was like, well, let me just goof around a bit, like I do with Roldar. Have some fun, maybe Bethana will laugh. And then all of a sudden a Mako came storming out of nowhere. And Saloro didn't understand, but somewhere deep within the recesses of his thousands of lifetimes, he felt the subconscious fight-or-flight urge. And he did not want to fight a Mako Kaijitsu. Not because he couldn't have won, but because he would have had to fight two people. Perhaps more.
You might have also had a party to fight, so
That's right. And now it's time for Heinrich, the horse carnivore, to enjoy this life.
Heinrich's teeth gleam in the gloom.
The meat-eating horse.
That's right. Obviously, the gnomes made him.
Obviously.
It's a condition,
A soft...
If he was Thorak, he'd be able to use Ironheart Surge to get rid of it. There we go. I no longer have that condition.
He sort of just belches it out. It's just like, there we go. Just a bit of trapped wind.
Alright, I'll stop.
It's a fucking unreasonable skill.
This is back to your line of technically there's a condition.
Yes, there's a soft creak and jingle and a squeak from upstairs, and you can hear Alvin's voice calling down.
You don't hear a crossbow bolt fly out the window.
Oh.
Oh!
No.
It's like, ba-dum, ching, clong, bang, thud. Ah!
Shall I make an acrobatics check to see if I can dodge the ropes that are hanging everywhere?
Yes.
Do you think
will be
able to get through that?
You notice Erevan's kind of looking a little bit annoyed right now, but you also notice like right now he's kind of like knocking on the door and hit the crossbow, actively pointing this way.
Well, as I was saying, you might want to really be careful when going into a rooms row. They are really secure now, but they don't really care if they if we are enemies or not. They are secure against friends, even.
Describe this contraption for us.
Where's the
well,
crossbow located, for example?
The crossbow is right here. Well, where's my pointer to? Right here on a table, on a chair that has seen better days, because Alvyn has decided to saw it in half to make sure it's a better foundation for his small hand crossbow. It's not his normal giant crossbow, but a small one that he bought out of some instinct or something. There's a bunch of wires and ropes pretty much everywhere, including Erevan's bottle is still standing on the window, balanced precariously. And you might have the feeling that even some wind might trigger this whole contraption. But all in all, it seems to be enough to make sure that no one ever comes into this window again.
I think we need a mark to remind us all of this. Oh, okay. Someone drew the crossbow. I was gonna throw down a crossbow in quotations. Here we go.
Nice.
Go ahead and put my.
And strangely enough, the Erevan and Arenoss will not know this, but Erevan will also notice that there seems to be Roldar's sort of squeaky, plushy mace seems to be a part of this contraption as well.
Where in the contraption?
It seems to be ingeniously placed, so whoever opens the door not only sort of pushes the bottle out of the way, gets a face full of crossbow bolt, but also will emit a high-pitched squeal.
Arenoss will just sigh, close his eyes, and say, "You know you're going to sleep in here, right?"
Well, I'm not going to sleep on the crossbow.
You know Roldar will have to get through this, right?
Alvyn pauses for a moment, looks back at his contraption, and seems lost in thought. You know, that might be a problem.
Yes.
He looks back at his contraption, trying to think of something. But he doesn't seem to be very successful.
It's a glorious contraption.
You don't.
Maybe
have to...
we could just use a different room from now on, but that would kind of defeat the purpose.
Yes. You know, you don't have to be overly complicated. You just have to make something simple so that you're alarmed that someone is... And then you just walk away. And sit
Roldar's
down.
finished breakfast by now.
Yeah. Arenoss will just sit down and just stare blankly into the wall and just... God damn it.
So what's he done up there? I don't know.
Don't go near the window unless you want to be shot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Roldar looks over at the nearest window and decides, let's not go the window.
Window in our room.
You probably shouldn't go in there at all.
Where will I sleep?
I don't know. You have to smack Alvyn or something.
Unless you're planning to trade rooms, Arenoss, he's going to have to go in there.
I'm not going in there. Are you saying?
It was all an ingenious plan of Alvyn to get the room for himself.
I'm afraid I'm still coming in. It'd be defeating the purpose if I wasn't in there, so...
Yeah, you'll have to ask Amika for a separate room or something. I don't know anymore. I need to get some air.
Alvyn notices Ameko eyeing him quite suspiciously when he gets down.
Alvyn tries to look as innocent as possible.
Yeah, he
Check a bluff
heard
check.
Arenoss.
No.
Ameko's not buying it.
You don't look innocent enough.
She is not buying what you're selling.
Alvyn sits down on the table and doesn't say a
On the
word.
table.
Well, on his chair near the table. And he seems to be quite proud of himself.
Roldar looks at Alvyn, shrugs it off, finishes drinking his glass of water.
Maker looks at Erevan. Yes.
I'm typing it to you.
Oh, okay.
So, what's the great
It's like
plan today?
Erevan like writes a note on a slip of paper and passes it to her. Stares dumbfoundedly, pins one back, checks the no box and the "Will you be my girlfriend?"
Best moment to do that, yeah. After a while, Arenoss will walk it back in.
You know, food tastes amazing when you can use prestidigitation to make it taste like however you want. Did you know that, guys?
What does it taste like when Saloro can choose? What does it taste like?
It tastes like flavors nearly forgotten after 1,000 lifetimes. Isn't that right? Remember the 1,000 lifetimes? Yeah. I don't remember what this is, but it tastes awesome. Only I could get that recipe, but I can't remember it.
Damn it!
Did that taste like? No, a little sweeter than that. No, too sweet. Rich. No. It's too creamy. Damn it.
Blast it all!
So, should we follow him?
Before Erevan can leave, Arenoss will ask, where are you going?
I'm just gonna make sure Webb is already saddled up for when we need to leave later.
Alright. Alvyn, you need to undo whatever you did in there. You can't have the room like that.
Alvyn raises an eyebrow. But I spent so much time on it.
Yeah, but it's very, very, very impractical.
Mako clears the throat. Never mind, Arenoss. Let the gnome have its fun. Who knows? Maybe he shoots a cat or something. That'll be something.
Have you seen the room, Amiko?
I don't. She sort of takes a tentative step towards the stairs.
It might not be for the best. I think Alvyn would just have to remove it, and that would be that.
She looks up the stairs. Oh, I have seen traps in my days. I'm sure I can take a peek.
Well, if you're in.
At least it was at one point. I'm not sure anymore.
Arenoss will peek around the corner.
Mako's shot in the head with a crossbow. No. Amako peeks inside. Her eyes go a bit wide.
Arenoss will step back. Arenoss is scared.
Well, I must say, she looks at Alvyn. That is some trap you have set up there.
Alvyn did not expect a positive compliment, assuming that it was.
I think it's like half positive.
Well, it should work.
With that many ropes and pulleys, I can't see why not.
There's no way they're getting to that bed without a crossbow firing.
Yes, I think we shall not be cleaning your room for the foreseeable future. As long as that thing is there, I don't think it's really safe to make beds and such things. But perhaps you, with the added security, can sleep tight anyway.
If we can get in there.
Yeah, Roldar won't be able to get in there.
Well, she looks up. He's a big guy. What
Exactly.
if he squeezes against one of the walls? He might be. He should be. She looks at Alvyn. Maybe the good gnome can rearrange some of the trap in the future.
Maybe.
Preferably, if the Spider Vanguard ever moves out of the Rust Dragon, I would, of course, prefer it if you, took down the trap.
Oh, but you could sell the room for much more. I mean, you could advertise it as super secure lodgings, and I'm sure many people would love to pay double at least.
Also, semi-deadly lodgings, but...
Deadly secure lodging. Ameko seems to actually contemplate this for a few seconds.